late. Give us a second. I'm not at home, so I can't have camera on or anything because I'm basically loafing around in bed. But you know, happy Friday, by the way, everybody. I hope everybody's okay. I have no idea who's here at the moment either because I'm not organised in the slightest, even though I'm 4 minutes late. Sorry. Oh dear me. I'm really, really hoping that my husband comes back upstairs in a minute with a glass of wine for me. Here's the hoping. Ah, that's better. Hi, Ruda. Hi, Rack. How you doing? Dr. Udsad, how you doing? Garth, hello. Just Jenny, hello. Otto and Sue, hello, hello, hello. How is everybody doing? I hope everybody's good. I've got to do reading. I hate doing reading online. But let's watch a couple of these for a minute and get me into it. I've not seen any of these. Let's turn the volume up because that might help as well.
I'm not making myself clear. I don't give a fuck. I'm not making myself clear.
Freaking out. Don't freak out. Don't freak out. Easy fix. Puzzle code in my head. Now it's on the walls. Everything is good. Freaking out. Don't.
Cool, thanks. That's fine. One's better than none. It'll help me. When Wrangler's Roughnecks find out about the 14-year-old Afghan kid he unalived was named Donald Cameron. In it. Right. Okie doke. Hi, Chuck. How you doing? Hi, Shiz. How you doing? This is Mystery Sovsit Theatre, or is it Mystery Theatre? Something. Yeah. One of those. Wait there. Let me see if I can find it. I'm rubbish at this kind of thing. And yes, definitely R.I.P. Donald. It's absolutely fucking awful. Right, if I get the... No, fuck's sake. Sorry, I really ain't working well today. Get there in the end though. Right, this is going to be a link to the video, so if you want to go to the channel, then... Hi, Conspiracy, how you doing? When it works, give me a second. Yay. Hopefully that's it anyway, we'll soon find out. Right, I won't be as good at Shiz or Frog at reading all this, but I wanted... Because I missed a lot of Shiz's last stream earlier, so... I wanted to give it a read through myself, which I quickly have done it, and I've watched most of Shiz and Frog's thing now. It just seems like for it, the only way he got off of it, as he likes to put it, he likes to say it got cleared of it, doesn't it? I'm sure he says that, like what Chili says about beating the charges about you know, the date rape drug malarkey. Chili likes to say he beat the charges, doesn't it? I'm sure Ford it Wrangler likes to say something similar-ish, and it's just absolute bollocks. He didn't beat any charges. It got dropped due to a technicality, as far as it looks to me anyway. So, hello, Mr. Fox. Hello, Tanny. How you doing? I haven't gone through all of these. I've just seen bits of them, so let me open this. That's more important. Dearie me. Right, so I'm just going to go from this way upwards, and we'll get to the points, and we'll see what's what. Oh, God, that was well quiet, weren't it? I thought I was turning it down a bit, and turns out I turned it off. I've even got my glasses ready and everything. Proper professional, you see. If anyone accuses me of beating something, I'll ask them to prove it. Yeah, man. Alright, this better work properly. Not this, my phone. The State of Alabama Circuit Court, Etowah. I don't even know how you say that. Is it Etowah County versus Michael William Kaiser? Burglary, unoccupied building, theft of property. Third, fraudulent use of credit card. Burglary, third degree, unoccupied building, theft of property. Third. Even though I'm not like 100% sure of which order I should be doing this in, so like I say, I'm just going to start from here. Count one. The grand jury of Etowah County judges that before the finding of this indictment, Michael William Kaiser, whose name is unknown to the grand jury other than as stated, knowingly entered or remained unlawfully in an unoccupied building with intent to commit a crime therein, to wit, theft of property, in violation of all that stuff, contrary to law and against the peace and dignity of the state of Alabama. Count 2. The grand jury of Etowah County charges that before the finding of this indictment, same person whose name's still not known, other than a state, did commit theft of a credit card or debit card, regardless of value. MasterCard, credit card of David Lamar Chadwick. Okay, count 3. Attempted to use or allowed to be used a credit card or debit card, again that same MasterCard, for the purpose of obtaining property, services or anything of value, with the knowledge that such card was stolen or had been revoked or cancelled, or for any other reason the use of the card was unauthorised by either the issuer or the person. So basically he used somebody else's bank card that he'd already nicked. And before filing this indictment, blah, 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 knowingly entered or remained unlawfully in an unoccupied building with intent to commit a crime therein, theft of property. Alright, wait there, because I don't know, I can't even remember how many pages on this one, sorry. Count 5. He did commit the crime, oh, they're going to state that did commit the crime of theft of property in the 3rd degree by knowingly obtaining or exerting unauthorised control over the property of another, to wit, David Lamar Chadwick. 1 sentry floor safe with combination entry and 1 sentry safe floor safe with keypad entry, with intent to deprive the owner of his or her property in violation of the provisions of all that stuff. A true bill presented to the court. So this is the stuff from last year then. Cool. Now I'm getting it, because I've just saw the date there, you see. So yeah. I'm not as slow as I make myself seem. Hello, Delete Lows, how you doing? I'm not too bad. This is, like I say, it's not going to be a long one. I'm just reading the documents that the wonderful Shism Frog have managed to get hold of and have made public for us all, basically. So, Clerk of the Circuit Court. Yeah, that one's it. Wait, that. You know what, yeah, I've opened this can of beer and I ain't even had a swig of it yet. Do you know how depressing that is? So this is the stuff then. So is this the stuff that he's got these open court cases for then? As far as... that's what it seems, isn't it? Like wintertime 2022. So this is like his most recent arrest and the things that he's still done. And like, this is my big issue when they go on about, oh, it's all in his past though. Everybody's entitled to a past. Everybody is entitled to a past. But there's a bit of a difference, isn't there? Like, you know, you got my burgling past when I was 14. And you got his, which was a year ago. A little bit of a difference. In my not so humble opinion. I've got myself all confused now. I just opened up like that. I can't look at my phone that way. It does my head in. Just go back. You're doing my head in. Okay. Let's look at this. So I think this is him being allowed to take off his GPS monitor. Yeah, allowing the removal of his GPS monitoring device. So tags. That's what we call them, isn't it? Tags. Yeah. For surgery. So on his leg then, so I don't even know. Leg, shoulder, head. Maybe it's for lobotomy or something, I don't know. But that was in 2014. It's a shame he doesn't tell you. Sorry, I was mumbling. It's a shame it doesn't tell you like what it's for and all this, that and the other. Or was he, when was it? Or 24? Was he in jail or anything at that time? Because that would be interesting. It could just be an injury that occurred in jail. I just can't understand how people can... I know it's crackers, isn't it? Like, absolutely crackers. It really, really does my head in. Like, really, really bugs me. It makes me really, really angry. I get myself really wound up about it. That was a lot of reallys, wasn't it? It's just, yeah. Hi, Sally. How you doing? And no, Goff, I do not wear Deirdre Barlow glasses. I'm all stylish and stuff. Done it again, look, I told you I can't flipping look at it like that. It makes no sense to me. Right, there we go. I've got to drink some of this. My mouth's fucking killing. That can's well fancy. Why does it look like that? When's the FA Cup? Oh. Why not? Is the Rugby World Cup still going on? Oh, that's better. This one is longer, and then the one regarding the technicality basically is the last one. So, last one in my list anyway. Right, so this is 2014, which is when that surgery thing was for as well. So, Alabama versus the fraudster. Comes now the state of Alabama by and through its counsel, Attorney General Luther Strange, and the undersigned Assistant Attorney General Andrew D. Arrington, pursuant to, I can't read all that, I'm sorry, I can, but I don't want to. Well, blah, 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 do hereby give notice of the state's intention to introduce evidence of the defendant's other crimes, wrongs, or acts. You know, that kind of thing, that makes, you know how, like Master Sergeant says, and he's right, that getting, even though stolen valor is breaking the law, it's a felony, very few people actually get prosecuted for it and whatnot. And but it speaks volumes about somebody's character, though, doesn't it? And so I think if he is going to face up to these current charges that he's got hanging over him at the moment, I think that's what they should do. The prosecution should bring in the whole stolen valor malarkey just as an example of his character, because again, I think it speaks volumes. Turns out it's not the worst thing that he's done, though, eh? In my not so humble opinion. Alright, so again, notice the state's intention to introduce evidence of the defendant's other crimes, wrongs, or acts. The state, in presenting evidence to the charge of capital murder. Oh, piss off. Sorry. I was trying to flipping just do something. I can't bloody, I'm rubbish at this. Don't touch anything. There. Don't touch. The state, in presenting evidence to the charge of capital murder as indicted in this matter, or on cross-examination of the defendant, may show that the defendant stole and disposed of the following weapons: an M1A1 folding carbine, is that how you say that, carbine? Yeah, the property of civilian marksmanship program located in Oxford, Alabama. Next. A Colt AR-15 assault rifle, the property of Mr. Larry Ford. A Glock 19 9mm pistol, the property of James Worthington. A Rossi .38 caliber pistol, the property of Danny Fred Elliott. A Taurus Model 431.44 caliber pistol, the property of Danny Fred Elliott. Is it? .44 as in 44 Magnum. Bloody hell, yeah. A Norinco? A Norinco Model 54.1 7.62 by 25 caliber rifle, the property of Danny Fred Elliott. So are these all guns then that he's stolen? That's what it's saying. Make sure that the defendant stole and disposed of the following weapons. That's a lot of guns, isn't it? Like 3 of them, was it? At least 3 were stolen from Danny Fred Elliott. So he likes to get his hands on guns then, it looks like. Felons aren't allowed guns, are they? I'm not doing too bad, Sue. Just being lazy today. I hope you're good. The state will show that the defendant stole and disposed of a firearm of the deceased in this matter in the same manner as the above listed victims, but not limited to other purposes such as proof of motive, opportunity, intent, preparation, plan, knowledge, identity, or absence of mistake or accident. The Alabama Rules of Evidence provide that evidence of other crimes, wrongs, or acts is not admissible to prove the character of a person in order to show action in conformity therewith. Despite the general exclusionary language contained within the initial clause, the rule does allow for this evidence to be used for other purposes such as proof of motive, opportunity, intent, preparation, plan, knowledge, identity, or absence or of mistake or accident. Thanks. Thus, the rule does not disqualify evidence of specific acts when the state offers such evidence for a purpose other than to show conformity on the present occasion. I need to get another swig of beer. My mouth feels dry. Yeah. Was going to do a stream on how to drive your partner out of the house. I've been her consultant. Yeah, that's true. What was I going to say? Oh, right, yeah. So I haven't got this far into it yet, obviously. But I mean, if they've got proof that he had Donald's gun and disposed of it in whatever way, and then there's that PlayStation 3 thing, isn't there? And I mean, I don't know, to some people that might not be a big deal, but that's a big deal to me. That he had a PlayStation 3, yeah, you know, the bloke who this bloke killed. He had a PlayStation 3 back then, and he never lent it. He loved it. That was his pride and joy, basically. And at some point around the date of what happened, the PlayStation 3 was logged online or something at the wanker's house. So how would it have got there? Like, you know, but he lent it him apparently. Yeah, of course he did. Of course he did. Fucking liar. Disgusts me. Really, really does. I don't know how he disposed of them, Jenny. I'm not sure if this will tell us. I really don't know. I haven't read all this yet. He probably dreamed a bit whilst holding those guns. That could be a real soldier. Yeah, probably. I really think that I'm sure it was Merv, his version of what he thinks might have happened is really, really, really feasible and more than feasible. It just almost like, yeah, makes total sense. And that, you know, Wrangler thought nobody'd be there. He thought maybe be with family at Christmas, that kind of thing. So broke in thinking it's going to be an empty house. Wasn't empty. He was faced with a Marine. He was a Marine, weren't he? Something like that, weren't he? And so even though he was like classed as disabled, he guaranteed he could still look after himself. And he did, and all that Wrangler could do, because I mean, look at him, look at the state of him, scrawny little fuck all, basically. What could he do, really? He would have got destroyed. And so he shot him and killed him. And he certainly hasn't been fucking, he certainly didn't win the case, you know, get cleared of all charges and all this, that, and the other. It didn't get pursued because of a stupid, pathetic technicality, which really, really winds me up. So, he did 12 tours in the Marines and 7 in the Army Rangers. Oh, dear me. Sorry, with you being super serious, it's too tempting to try and put you off. I'm not going to read any more than oh, you could be the first person I've ever blocked in chat, you know. Not really. Let me have a couple of twigs of this and a couple more drags of this, and then I'll carry on. How's everybody been? Has everybody been okay? Is everybody having a good Friday so far? A good Friday. It's Friday the 13th, isn't it? I can see him wounding himself while playing soldier with the stolen guns. I could see that as well. Crawling around hopped up on pilfered medicine cabinet drugs. Yep. Yep. Made a what? Dodgy noise. Yeah. Right then. Thus, the rule does not disqualify evidence of specific acts when the state offers such evidence for a purpose other than to show conformity on the present occasion. According to Professor Gamble, this evidence can be in the form of various media, including testimony of a witness who was a bystanding observer of the conduct, or through testimony of a witness who was a victim of the conduct. With respect to the plan, design, scheme, or system exception, evidence of the defendant's collateral crime is admissible where the present crime and the collateral crime were committed in keeping with or pursuant to a single plan, design, scheme, or system. So I'm not going to read all them. Sorry, I'm just not. In order for this exception to apply, both crimes must contain such a concurrence of common features that the various acts are naturally to be explained as caused by a general plan of which they are the individual manifestations. Crimes that fall under this exception have been referred to as signature crimes, in that they describe offences so similar in pattern, plan, design, scheme, system, or modus operandi that they identify the defendant as the perpetrator of each. Importantly, the Court of Criminal Appeals notes in Robinson that the incident offence and the previous offence do not have to be the same. They can be entirely different, provided they are sufficiently connected by their features. Fair enough. Besides providing for showing a common plan, scheme, or system on the part of the defendant, something allows collateral crimes evidence in order to prove the identity of the defendant, if the defendant's identity is brought into question. While identity does not become an issue simply by the defendant denying that the crime occurred, identity does become material by conduct of the defence, such as cross-examining the identifying witnesses in such a way as to indicate mistake by positions taken or in argument of counsel. The state will not hesitate to introduce this collateral act evidence against the defendant once identity becomes an issue at trial, if it is not already. The identity exception to the general exclusionary rule is specific in that it contemplates a situation where the now charged crime was committed in a novel and peculiar manner. Furthermore, the prosecution is allowed to show that the accused has committed other similar crimes or acts in the same novel and peculiar manner in order to show the accused to be the perpetrator of the now charged crime. Thinking, oh, hello, Bright Anvil. How you doing? I need to take a break again right there. Oh, Mr. Fox, I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, it's News Now Enemy here as well. Hi, News Now Enemy. I hope you're okay. Anybody that I've missed, I'm sorry. Hi, happy Friday. Right, yeah. In other words, the state may introduce this evidence when the instant crime and the collateral crime exhibit such a great degree of similarity that anyone viewing the two offences would naturally assume them to have been committed by the same person. Right, yeah, we get it. Wherefore, premises considered, the state of Alabama hereby provides notice to the Honourable Court and to the defendant and his counsel that the state intends to use evidence of similar instances where the defendant stole and disposed of firearms of friends, family, and acquaintances. What a wanker. The state requests that this Honourable Court will admit this collateral crime evidence against the defendant in accord with the legal principles discussed here and above. Luther Strange. That's such a cool name, ain't it? He sounds like a comic book baddie. I hereby certify that this on the first day of April 2014. Yep. Right, I think that's the end of that one. Right. So you're getting there, slowly but surely. Give me a second, I'll be back in one moment. Hello, Valour. No, I was had to nip off for a minute. Jenny, I'm back. Right, this then is, well, as it says, state's request for reconsideration of order dismissing case with prejudice. So, yeah, so this is basically why it got dropped. The murder thing, I mean, the murder thing. I don't even know why I said that. Sorry. Comes now the state of Alabama, Comes now the state of Alabama, by and through its Attorney General Luther Strange, and respectfully requests this Honourable Court to reconsider its order on January 22nd, 2016, dismissing the above style case with prejudice. As grounds for this request that state others the following. The defendant was charged with a capital offence in the above style cause with regard to causing the death of Donald Cameron while in the commission of a burglary. On Wednesday, January 20th, 2016, the state filed a motion to dismiss the above-styled matter. The necessity for dismissal became apparent to the state as it was preparing for the February 29th, 2016 trial date. During the course of its preparation, the state became aware that the May 13th, 2013 indictment failed to apprise the defendant of each and every element of the charge of capital murder during the course of a burglary in the first or second degree, as set forth in 13A something something. Specifically, the May 13th, 2013 charging instrument reads, "The grand jury of Calhoun County charges that before the finding of this indictment, Michael William Kaiser, whose name is otherwise unknown to the grand jury, did, with the intent to cause the death of another person, cause the death of Donald A. Cameron by shooting him with a firearm, and the said Michael William Kaiser caused said death during the time that he knowingly and unlawfully entered or remained or attempted to enter or remain unlawfully in a dwelling and home of another, to wit, Donald A. Cameron, with intent to commit a crime therein, to wit, burglary in the second degree by unlawfully entering a lawfully occupied dwelling and home with intent to commit a theft or felony therein, in violation of that code, against the peace and dignity of the state of Alabama." The indictment should have read, I'll try and point out the differences to you after I've read it. "The grand jury of Calhoun County charges that before the finding of this indictment, Michael William Kaiser, whose name is otherwise unknown to the grand jury, did, with the intent to cause the death of another person, cause the death of Donald A. Cameron by shooting him with a firearm, and the said Michael William Kaiser caused said death during the time that he unlawfully entered or attempted to enter unlawfully in a lawfully occupied dwelling house of another, to wit, Donald A. Cameron, with intent to commit a theft or felony therein, to wit, theft of property in violation of section, etc., etc., Code of Alabama against the peace and dignity of the state of Alabama. Blinking out. Oh, you got, oh, Jim, I didn't even know you were here. Hello, goodbye. Oh, you're catching up. I thought you said you got to go. Hi. I need another drink. So, right, the difference is so ridiculously small kind of thing. It's shocking that any potential murderer could just be released, basically. Hi, Big Boat Little Boy, how you doing? Again, anybody that I've missed, I'm sorry, it's because I've been reading and not looking at the chat. Hello, everybody, and happy Friday. I hope you're all okay. Let me have a couple more swigs of this. See if you can spot the difference then, anyways. You know what I've done? But because that, if you open these like that, they're really small, and so I tried to highlight the relevant bits, and it went really, really stupid. Just because. So I saved this one as an image, so I could highlight that, which is great, yeah. But the quality's gone poor. So, but I mean, if you can make enough of that out, it basically, as far as I can tell, that's roughly where any difference starts. You know, one Kaiser caused said death during the time that he knowingly and unlawfully entered or remained, whereas there it says caused said death during the time that he unlawfully entered or attempted to enter unlawfully. It doesn't say knowingly. That's one thing. I don't know if that's the only thing. I don't know if it's just that. I tend to have to read things more than once to take it in properly. And watching things when other people are reading out as well. I'm not very good at taking it all in properly. Excuse me. And lawfully occupied. So what is it? Just that? Is there more? Dwelling home of another, to it. Donald A. with intent to commit a crime therein. Lawfully entering. Right. Dwelling house with intent to commit a theft therein, theft of property. Ooh. Oh yeah, this one. Is this one? This one's quite shorter then, isn't it? Is it? During that time that he unlawfully entered or attempted in the lawfully occupied dwelling house of another. Let me stop at Donald A. Cameron dwelling in home of another. Right. With intent to commit, that one, the first, to commit a crime therein, to wit, burglary in the second degree. This one says, with intent to commit a felony therein, to wit, theft of property. I mean, I know it's sort of explained, but I'm not the most, I can't think of the right words. That's exactly why I'm not very good at all this legal stuff. But, yeah. Wait there. Let's go back on this. So, I mean, that's the difference, isn't it? So, then they said, I just want to read again why, the reasons that they say up here. Excuse me. Yep. Defendant was charged with a capital offence in the above style, cause with regard to causing the death of Donald Cameron while in the commission of a burglary. The motion to dismiss the above styled matter. The necessity for dismissal became apparent to the state as it was preparing for the trial. During the course of its preparation, the state became aware that the indictment failed to apprise the defendant of each and every element of the charge of capital murder during the course of the burglary, in the first or second degree as set forth. Sorry, I'm going to have to keep going back and forth because it's just trying to get my head around it. So, did with the intent to cause the death of another person, cause the death of Donald by shooting him with a firearm. Said death during the time that he unlawfully entered or attempted to enter unlawfully in a lawfully occupied. There's too many lawfullys, man. It just muddles me. With intent to commit a theft or felony therein. And instead they said with an intent to commit a crime therein, to wit, burglary in the second degree by unlawfully entering a. It's just a nothing, isn't it? It's just a nothing. Hi, Mirrors, how you doing? Let me chuck a spanner at your head. Don't dodge it. There we go. And it really does remind me of Chili's bullshit where he's like, oh, I beat the charges. No, you didn't. You basically took a plea deal. And so, what was it, diversion or something he got, didn't it? So therefore, it's not like, but he's still, hi, Majestic, how you doing, love? So he's still, so like in Chili's case, you know, he still did it. He basically pled guilty. And this is even worse. It's definitely not a beat the charges. It's that you literally got off because somebody fucked up the wording. Oh, dearie me. I'll take care, Arto. Good night, mate. It's kind of mind-blowing, don't you think? It is. Oh, yeah, definitely. Hi, Logan, how you doing? Oh, yeah, and Anacita, I think you're right about that. Hi, by the way. Yeah, I think Chili's a snitch. Oh, no, he's already admitted that he snitched anyway, didn't he? He admitted it. He reckoned the police told him that kids were getting hurt, and so, oh my God, kids, oh no. Yeah, regarding Fordit Wrangler, as far as, and you know, I'm pretty confident that you lot know that I ain't got no love for Chiller, never will have, can't stand him, he's a dickhead, but he entertains me sometimes with his ridiculousness. There's nothing funny about Fordit Wrangler at all, nothing entertaining about him, and he is so much more despicable person than Chili is, and that is saying a lot. And he's also, as far as I'm concerned, he's worse than any of these so-called frauditors that he covers, any and all, easily. So he's legally innocent, but exactly, Valour, legally innocent. Hi, Miss Ellie, how you doing, love? It's just shocking that purely on just these few words, the whole thing just got stopped. And I mean, his poor family. Can I smoke that? You're right. Don't you want that? Thanks. It's kind of mind-blowing. I think he did, Mirrors. That's the other thing I was sort of saying earlier, that initially I weren't, you know, I didn't really talk about the murder thing and whatnot because I was not in any position to declare a decent opinion or anything. So I didn't have I didn't have any information really. I knew that he'd been indicted, and I knew for whatever reason it had been dropped, and that's literally all I knew. Then you find out a bit more, and then my opinion, when I heard Merv's version of what he thinks might have happened, I thought, you know what, that makes perfect sense. So then I was definitely leaning to that. And then also all the things that he has done, yeah, it just makes me think. And then there's the little things. There was the PlayStation as well, and that made me think, what? And then this thing about the guns and stuff like that. And as far I have now formed an opinion, and my opinion is that Fordit Wrangler is a fucking murderer. So, in my opinion, allegedly, that's true, Valour. Chili is all bark, but no bite. Absolutely. I think Wrangler's not too thingy himself either. Clearly, he can't do shit without fucking shooting somebody who puts up a fight, I guess. That's probably why he tended to stick to burgling flipping old ladies' houses and stuff. Oh, dearie me. And there's still people supporting him. There's still people subscribing to him and watching him and throwing their money at him and telling him what a good bloke he is. This is a good bloke, people. This is a good man. I hesitate to call him a man. Oh, God, disgust me. And as you all know, I ain't been no flipping angel all my life. I've done more than enough things wrong. I know people that, oh, he's come out. I've got my football hooligan mate who's just been in prison. He gets out this weekend. And don't get me wrong, yeah, I know it's not murder or anything, but football hooligans are very much frowned upon over here. And I've got lots of friends and relatives that have been in and out of prison. You know, life, fuck it. Everybody's entitled to a past, but how long ago does it have to be for that past to no longer matter? And how serious does it have to be? I mean, it's one thing maybe, I don't know, nicking cars or shoplifting and stuff like that when you were younger. But if you murdered somebody, then that's a little bit different, ain't it? It's just, I do not mean soccer. You'll get banned for that shit, mate. Oh, dearie me. Let me finish smoking this roll up and then I'll carry on. Wank, innit? Oh, give me a second, actually. Don't go anywhere. I'm definitely still here, promise. God. I'm so sorry. I forgot to unmute it. That's well clever, ain't it? That's alright, though. That means you didn't get to hear me. It sounds really, really stupid. I know. I'm still mute. I was still muted. I'm sorry. We all have a moment. Right. What was I going to say? Yeah. I was reading this, yeah. The state believes that the variances created by the May 13th, 2013 thing were too significant to continue forward under this charging instrument. On January 22nd, 2016, this Honourable Court dismissed the case with prejudice. I have known, but I've forgotten. Can somebody, if possible, let me know what the with prejudice and without prejudice means in court cases, please? Because I've completely forgotten. Or I think I might get them mixed up. And I really don't want to have to go off and Google it. Thanks. The state respectfully requests that this honourable court reconsider its order of dismissal with prejudice. Does with prejudice mean that you can't do anything about it after? Hi, trans girl, I don't love. I get that you might not know what to think regarding the murder and whatnot, but regarding the lies, the horrendous criminal record from not very long ago, the stolen valor, there is no there's no confusion about that. There's no doubt about that at all. Right, so yeah, so with prejudice means then that's it. Then it's done and dusted. They'll never. That's awful. Why would they do that? It's poor family. That's wank. So that's it. He's definitely in the clear then, because I didn't know whether one day, like literally until today, until reading all this and watching Shiz and Fog earlier and whatnot, I didn't know, but I didn't get to watch it all. So I didn't know whether eventually, whatever it was that they were lacking that meant that it didn't continue after the initial indictment. I didn't know whether eventually something might come up. It might have been doubtful, might have been very little chance of it, but that there was a chance, hopefully, that something might, and that he would have to face trial, if he's so innocent, and prove it, that kind of thing. But yeah, and that's never going to happen then. That's a done and dusted, not going to happen ever. So in my opinion, he's murdered somebody and he has gotten away with it scot-free. Oh yeah, it definitely would be better to get a breakdown from a law type person, but I can't do much when it comes to exposing Fraud Wrangler and all this, that, and the other. I can't bring myself to go through all of his bullshit streams and that. I will get way too angry. You lot saw me angry, right, last week, or this week just gone, I mean, Tuesday. You saw me angry. I don't want to get like that from watching him and listening to his lies. I'm here for a laugh mostly. Like, almost completely just here for a laugh and to take the piss. There's nothing funny about this. There's nothing piss taking about it. And I can't spend all my live streams flipping furious and angry and depressed and shit. So I don't do, I tend to always do a little something about him, and I do my daily reminders about him. But that's the most I can do. But I can't have this out there now and me not at least do this live stream, going through it and giving my opinion about it. I might not make lots of sense about it, but honestly, if the case hasn't been before a judge or jury, then it shouldn't be possible to dismiss with prejudice. It's fucked up, ain't it? Absolutely fucked up. Yeah, Valerie, yeah, I understand that, I do. It's just with this, which I'm sure you agree, that in this case, that's just not even the case, is it? It's because something wasn't worded right in the indictment, that's it. It's thrown out, all done and dusted. I mean, somebody else, I think a few people have actually, they've suggested that maybe he became a snitch or something, and maybe that's why things have got in his favour a bit regarding this as well, but I have no idea. No idea. Let me have a swig of my drink and we'll carry on. Oh yeah, I can see Black's Law Dictionary, look. Soft sits like that, don't know. Just there, look. Black's Law. Right. The state merely sought to dismiss the current indictment. Let me start from number 4 again. Right. The state respectfully requests that the Honourable Court reconsider its order of dismissal with prejudice. The state merely sought to dismiss the current indictment because of a defect in the wording as noted above. The state did not include any facts in its motion to dismiss, and the defendant did not supply the court with any facts regarding the merits of the case. Oh shit, yeah, so I've just realised, yeah, so, because I'm a bit slow, clearly. So the state realised that they had made a mistake, and so they did a motion to basically fix it, or to, you know, scratch it basically and let's start again. And instead of it achieving that, the judge just wrote it off completely. That's ridiculous, ain't it? It's not even like the defense or so, you know, like when there's a trial and the defense has said, oh, well, look, technicality, look, that's it. Now you need to release my client. It's not even like it never even went that far. That's awful. The state did not include any facts in its motion to dismiss, and the defendant did not supply the court with any facts regarding the merits of the case. Black's Law Dictionary defines the phrase with prejudice as, oh, there you go, look, it tells us, with prejudice as, with loss of all rights in a way that finally disposes of a party's claim and bars any future action on that claim. Black's defines dismissal with prejudice as dismissal, usually after an adjudication on the merits. Exactly. Which is what you were saying, wasn't it, Valour? Barring the plaintiff from prosecuting any later lawsuit on the same claim. If, after a dismissal with prejudice, the plaintiff files a later suit on the same claim, the defendant in the later suit can assert the defence of res judicata. Yeah, I ain't even doing that. While the state recognises that the court is the final authority with respect to the ultimate disposition of a case, it respectfully asks for reconsideration and modification of the court's order to annul or dismissal without prejudice, due to the nature of this case and the impact dismissal with prejudice will have on the state's ability to seek justice in this matter. And I think it's safe to say that they didn't get it. That fucking sucks. That really, really, really sucks. Swank. Oh dear. I'm going to YouTube. That's YouTube, isn't it? Go back. Come and see what happened to Donald. Let's listen to what happened to Donald. I don't think she'd mind. And just make sure shit's good. Yep. And make it a little bit faster though. No, there we go. Doing this, by the way, so everybody knows exactly who Donald was, because it's fucking awful. I'll take a look at that in a minute. Delete those, if you don't mind. Oh, bloody hell, yeah. Let's do, we need to, whilst we're still on Fraud Wrangler and what, you know, what I definitely believe that he's done, I'd like everybody to know who Donald is, and then we'll look at yours, delete those, for, what do you call it? Like a palate cleanser, innit? I interrupt already. I get it, Transco, but just do me, my channel is not the place to look for more about this, because I it's just beyond what I am sort of capable of doing, or that I'm sort of, I don't know. But anyway, Master Sergeant retired. Yeah, he has got the proof about the stolen Valour. Shiz and Frog, they have got the information, I guess, about the information proper about this, and they do a much better job of going through it than I do. Who else? I don't know, them two anyway, regarding stolen Valour and regarding this. I think other channels have got things about his criminal record and whatnot. So, no, that's absolutely fine, Transco. I wasn't meaning it in a bad way or anything either. I'm not very good at this. I'm not. So, with me, it's just a case of I say what I say, and it's just my opinion. I can't prove anything. It's just purely my opinion. Regarding the stolen Valour and criminal record and the lies, as far as I'm concerned, that's just... I don't understand how anybody can dispute that, but obviously everybody's different, isn't there? So yeah, you stick around by all means, by the way. I weren't trying to like get rid of you or anything. I just I respect that you still don't know what to believe and that you're finding some of it confusing. So I just think there's better channels that you should watch some of their stuff after, by all means. Like I say, please stick around, but like later or another day or whatever, look at some other stuff, because they'll do a much better job than I can. They really will. And it's really nice to see you here, by the way, so please don't go. I do like you. I've not seen you for a while.
Will we meet again under not so good circumstances? Welcome. I know a lot of you are here because of the unfolding Fraud Wrangler saga. I know Master Sergeant Retired and Stone Vet have done an excellent job exposing his stolen valor. Not only his stolen valor, his stolen trauma. When you make up stories of combat and service and being injured in combat, you are stealing the trauma and the pain of someone who actually had to live through that.
Absolutely, right. And you know the story about him shooting this 14-year-old Afghan kid who shot him first? There were actual soldiers that have had to do that kind of thing, probably a lot of them. And that is going to be traumatic for most, if not all of them. They have to live with that. But he just spews it, like, you know, and wants the, oh, poor you, sympathy. How dare he? How fucking dare he? Hi, Janice. How you doing, love?
So I hope people are mindful of that. I wanted to start today by talking about the victim in this case, Donald Atwater Cameron Jr. Handsome fellow.
He really was. He was so good looking, weren't he? I mean, oh, yeah, look how handsome he was when he was young. Bless him.
He was born in Virginia. He spent some of his childhood in Japan before his family settled in New Jersey. He was a military brat. He was a dad and a son and a brother and a friend to a lot of people who are hurting in the absence of justice in this case. He was a U.S. Marine Corps veteran. He served 4 years before being diagnosed with Rider syndrome, which...
Sorry to interrupt her again, but that as well, the irony in that, I don't even know if irony is the right word. It feels like it is, but like it's not strong enough or something. The stolen valor, like I say, my opinion that he did kill this man. I'm not ever gonna demand that people believe me or anything or agree with me. I mean, it's my opinion. That's that. So in my opinion, he murdered this former Marine, this disabled veteran, and then came on YouTube pretending that he was a disabled veteran, that he'd been injured in combat twice. That's so fucked up. It kind of, again, it just infuriates me, blows my mind.
Impaired his mobility and affected the bones of his feet. So I started looking into this case. I had been friendly with Mr. Kaiser.
Oh, take care, Sue. I didn't notice that you said that. Sorry. And yet, take care. Have a good one. And delete lols, absolutely. If you're not somewhat fucked up by that, you're already fucked up somewhat. Absolutely.
Looked back at some of our messages and they became alarming to me, given that, it has now been put out there that he did not accurately portray his service. And this is one such message. This was after the Robert Hernandez investigation. He made a spontaneous utterance to me that doesn't sit right with me now that I read it after all this has come out. Wrangler said, "Take it from someone who has taken life, regardless of war or peace. If you're a good person, you never forgive yourself." I said, they're trying so hard to deflect from their own shittiness. I forget what I was responding to. Something, again, this was a spontaneous utterance, so we were not talking about that. The reason you never hear talking about certain parts of combat or units is my brain, because I'll never forgive myself for some of the things. And as a fellow lapsed Catholic, that's between God and I.
Have to interrupt again. And let me just rewind it a little bit so that message is up there. When Ford Troll did his interview, so to speak, of Ford Wrangler, and this comment came up. And he, instead of addressing the fact that he has not served, was never a combat vet, so was never in a position to kill somebody in battle, his response wasn't, "Oh yeah, I was just making up stuff or something." He didn't even address it. He didn't even address that he wrote this, other than saying, "Oh, I thought I was helping a friend. I didn't realise it was going to be all used against me." That was his issue. That was the bit that he had a problem with. That makes no sense to me. That's not the fucking point. You said you'd killed somebody. That's the point. Who did you kill? Who did you kill? Michael Kaiser, who did you kill? I would love to know. I know who I think you killed.
Or combat or units is served. I know that you weren't in combat, Mr. Kaiser. Who did you kill? You blasting people at boot camp? Highly doubt it. So this case is considered an open case. Thus, we were not able to get records. The ABI is very tight-lipped about the case as well. So in order to gather more information so that I can have an informed opinion, I've got
to interrupt again. Ridiculous, isn't it, that if it's considered an open case, that means then that, more investigating needs to be done than to establish who did it and to get justice for Donald and his family. But it's that's never happened. Clearly they only ever had one person in mind, and it's not the police's fault, is it, when court shit goes tits up? They did their job. It was handed over to the powers that be, basically, and the most powerful powers that be, which was the judge, fucked it over. Very strange to me. Anacito, yeah, I did see that. Maybe that's what it was, by the way. He absorbed the power, because there can only be one, or can be only one. I always get that wrong,
Speak to people connected to the case. Through the wonders of the internet, I got connected with Mr. Cameron's lovely family.
It's irrelevant who it's each to their own. It's not about liking shiz or not liking shiz. The stuff that she's saying ain't wrong, if that's what you were referring to.
And people involved in the case, as well as people from that area. Which, I know Mike's gonna watch this. Why was your godfather's wife so afraid of you? I did put in for records. Alabama's records laws are are by snail mail. So I'm still waiting for a records packet. But I was also curious, given rumors around the time.
No, apparently the little old lady wasn't at home. Anyway, this I was doing to find out who Donald was.
So, according to sources, on Wednesday, December 23rd, on December 26, 2009, Donald Atwater Cameron Jr.'s body was located in his home following a well-being check from his family because he had failed to arrive for Christmas. According to sources, the medical examiner determined that Mr. Cameron had passed on Wednesday, the 23rd. Also, according to sources, on Wednesday, December 23rd, Donald Cameron's PlayStation 3 connected to the Kaiser's Wi-Fi network. According to people close to Mr. Cameron, he didn't let anyone borrow his PlayStation at the time. They were relatively new and difficult to get. Mr. Kaiser's story of being allowed to borrow it does not seem to be believed by anyone that I spoke to connected to this case. I strongly believe that Mr. Kaiser, again, this is my opinion.
What?
I strongly believe, based on the information that I have here, that Mr. Kaiser entered Mr. Cameron's home in search of a VA box of pain medications. I don't know what transpired from there, but I don't know what would lead someone to think that someone's life is less valuable than a PlayStation 3. Did you steal it to play Call of Duty, Mike? It's a question based on my opinion. The case was dismissed due to the evidence being circumstantial. At the time, they had no way to prove that Mr. Kaiser was not loaned the system, even though it appeared that Mr. Cameron never let anyone use the system. It was connected to his Wi-Fi.
The PlayStation thing, like I said, that really, I don't know. I've got sons, I've got a husband, I have got an ex-husband. When it came to like PlayStations and stuff like that, you don't lend that out. And let's all be honest. I mean, come on, man. Knowing now what we know about Kaiser, would you lend him your PlayStation? Just nah.
Yeah, exclusively. Again, according to sources. But a disabled Marine veteran. And mobility impaired, so shooting a disabled person in the back of the head in their own home is a bit egregious and not necessary. And I think the saddest part of all of this is I don't know if there will ever be justice here.
No, we do now, and there won't ever be justice, and they won't, and that's awful. I'm trying to scroll up and find Delete Lowes' link. Where's it gone? Where's it gone? Oh, for goodness sake. I've got to do it the old-fashioned way. Because I have got to go. There you go. Oh, good. Why not watch your last 2 videos? 7 minutes, and then we're done. The stream just died on me, but I is back. Start again. I think this is the right one. Is this the right one?
Released another driving video, 18 minutes of driving, more than 6 minutes of him staring into the camera. So I decided to cut and clip all of his staring into the camera into one video, and here it is. Be warned.
See, that's dedication, that is. See what I mean? Everybody, subscribe to Delete Lowes.
It's weird.
YouTube, I guess it's all of them, right? And one isn't there. It's same size as your driver's license card. And doing today ID, the driver's license scan, and doing all ready to go insurance put together on one photocopy of mine. So when you get pulled over, the copper, when you plead the Fifth Amendment, and how it's this credit card version as well. Game changer in the app, or you're the pedestrian, you're the passenger, right? As we go down this road together a lot. And what we learned, so entered. in federal courts. It violates your rights, and you get that lawsuit written to a lawyer to write your federal civil rights violation out of your pocket and searches and see federal court. Your civil rights law is going to say, well, we have standard. Prongs are specific. Highlights it. Be applied is an important jackboot thug. You can hold him personally accountable, able to go around that immunity. Versus Ohio is however. We have to overcome. We have immunity garbage. The Supreme Court, with monarchs, think the federal judges are, they don't. We got that cop stick gag, and they're sucking cop stick. The judges in this country, period. You're a judge, and you're the problem, bro. You rubber stamping people's warrants, rubber stamping arrest warrants for jackboot thug pigs. Felony stop. If they can have the amendment cop cards. The 5A cop card is where's it down the cop cards? You through the process. One, you see the cop, you cite the, what do? Realize is that every single you watch a jackboot thug pig. It works. That's how it works. That's why this is so powerful. Around the two-prong test in federal civil rights court. The 5A cop, the words you said it, I'm doing a First Amendment protected of both press and speech. Is you, MID. I plead the Fifth Amendment right now. Say these words exactly. It's so strange. The federal judge for life did get caveats. You're going to audit a cop or you're going to film. I'm taking my First Amendment right to be the press. Amendment right to speech. You know what happens? Federal judges, the people who are appointed for life, that nobody, especially can judge. In the 1950s, qualified immunity, 1,000 times more powerful. Right there from the bench. First, you can't film it to film inside of a federal court. The people inside of the federal court buildings. That's what we're dealing with here. Why do you think I'm running for governor? Because I can change things from the top from here. You can't change anything from here. You have to get the power, freedom. We don't get into power. He's carrying my gun. My gun is right here. My gun is right here. Power will want to kill me once I get to the level where they realize I'm going to take power as an executive and I'll be able to change things from the top down. That's what I'm doing all this for, actual change, where we don't change the system, just for life. And guess who appoints them? The president, who find these judges. They go to this guy, who a single judge. He followed that judge's work. Coney Barrett, she's a real winner. Trump didn't know her. Biden doesn't know any of these judges. These presidents don't know the judges that they appoint. They're given a list from elitists, and then the elitist judge is appointed for life. And the elitist judge has a stock in Civic Corps, which is the for-profit prison industry, with the Axon or the Taser company. They're all invested in making sure held under a tyrannical police state, prison state death. That two-prong test, which right he's violating, stated it out loud. 3, step 4, able to say, camera, I showed him on the 5A. These are the rights right here that he's the pig who violates someone accountable because the two-prong, which writing, and you. This is to say, I've been working on Fiverr from thought to credit card where you can touch it, feel, it goes right in your, you can't lose it. All my credit cards just like that. For sure, you don't want to get that 5A cop card. Follow the 6 steps of the 5A cop card. It would be easier if $9 and you get, because anytime you talk to a jackboot thug pig, pigs will try to eat you. They're terrible. And so, and I talk to these pigs, you guys, and I'll shake their hand and I'll be cordial, work with them to change the torture cuffs. I know who you are though, pig. I know who you know that when the cameras weren't running, you cheated someone, you hurt somebody, you beat someone, you raped someone, you put someone in prison wrongly, you lied on a report. You can't fake it with me, bro. I know who you are. I know what you did. I know what you did. You're a jackboot thug pig.
What's up in it that he knows it? He knows it. God. Oh, this bloke.
And you know it. But hey, in real life, good to meet you, man. How you doing? Let's work on these torture cuffs. Police department, and I asked that copper, so there's no bad cops here? And he's a star of the Boulder City Police Department had been indicted. State, every single, you name it. If you live in a village, there's a jackboot thug pig there who's lying, cheating, stealing, raping, murdering, killing, hurting people. And then there's every other cop on the force who knows who he is and is endorsing his behavior, hiding his behavior. And then there's a DA or a district attorney who's endorsing his behavior, hiding his behavior. There's a city council member that someone called and said, hey, this jackboot pig commissioner whose high power corrupts, but absolute power corrupts absolute. A system where you can't even question the authority. If you resisted a Niven Bartlett 2009, lightly physically had an altercation with Bartlett. Oh, well, he had a physical altercation with them. They would love for me, physical with them, discredit me. And look, you're going to get me worked up to where I'm going to jackboot thug pig. There's a lot of them because it's, and I know that they are. I know two prongs get around the qualified immunity. Nation by a racist Supreme Court in the 60s. That's what, don't worry, we're not going to get Terry stopped because you're white. I'm not kidding. That's the way it is. If you don't have the trifold in your car, why don't you? It should be on your visor immediately now. The 5A cop card goes in your wallet. So if you're walking down the street and the cop says, hey, let me see some ID, you give him the 5A cop card. And you say, take a look at number 4 right there. You see number 4? I plead the Fifth Amendment. I invoke my First Amendment right to speech and press. Number 4 right there says you have to have do you have probable cause? Reasonable suspicion. I identify as good. Now, I've of going around, used to question, takes my property, touches me and seizes because of the way you did it. Because you did the 6 steps on the 5As. And the only way it's going to happen is if we understand our rights, we invoke our rights, and we fight back. And we do it through peace, petitioning, press them through the legal system. So you get it on camera, and then you sue his jackboot thug pig ass. I'm not wrong about the business. 5A cop card business. Let's start by putting appointment terms for each and every federal judge and Supreme Court judge.
let me see the next one because it's only a minute long. And then I really, really have got to go.
There's 6
I
charges.
realise I've got it flipping set up still, and I didn't mean to. It's an accident.
He has 6 charges.
They dropped one, so I have 5 left.
He has 5. I was charged with 5 felonies. 5 felonies. You know why? Because I talked. Because I talked.
You made them sad. You hurt their feelings, and that's what's important.
No. When I was arrested, no knock raided in 2002, when the cops kicked down my door, they told me the kids were dying from taking this drug, and they needed my help to solve this. And I was so, kids are dying.
Yeah, who doesn't want to help? You know.
And so I told them everything about the substance that I had, where I got it, everything, every detail. Because, like, if kids are dying, track down the source and nip it in the bud. Because if kids are dying, how can I help? Every word I said was used against me. I was charged with 5 felonies.
Yep.
Did you take this with your friends? Yes. Did you give it to them? Yes. Did you take it with your bodybuilder friends? Yes, I did, because we were all jacked. And did you take it with you to Vegas? Yes, I did. Did you take it with your take it with your bodybuilding friends? Yes, we took it and we worked out. Yes, we did. And
Absolute snitch.
Trafficking and all kinds of shit.
Transportation across state lines for transportation across state lines for distribution. Those are two different felonies. Distribution.
I'm pretty sure this is normal speed. I'm used to only listening to him after I change his voice and that. Plus, I tend to put him fast. So
with intent to distribute, manufacturing, 5 felonies, 5 years each. So I was looking at 25 years in prison.
oh my god, innit just like my husband just said. Shame you didn't get it, but that's me done and dusted. I'm hungry and I have to go and be a good wife and whatnot now. So have a great weekend, everybody.
You sound like you have to do all the cooking. I'm the one going to do
I
the
know
cooking.
you're cooking, but I have to do the eating. That's not what I meant about being a good wife, anyway.
Yeah.
Right, and yeah, cool. Have a great weekend, everybody. And thanks for being here, Transguard. I appreciate it. I really do. It's normally more of a laugh kind of thing. So I hope to see you during the week. Next time I'm on. Oh, gosh, that's rude. Right, latest taters. Have a good one. Bye.